2024 July 19. Daily Bread Passage. 1 Samuel chapter 23 verse 15 to 29. Key verse. Verse 16. Title: Jonathan encourages David. While David was at Horesh in the Desert of Ziph, he learned that Saul had come out to take his life. And Saul's son Jonathan went to David at Horesh and helped him find strength in God. "Don't be afraid," he said. "My father Saul will not lay a hand on you. You will be king over Israel, and I will be second to you. Even my father Saul knows this." The two of them made a covenant before the Lord. Then Jonathan went home, but David remained at Horesh. The Ziphites went up to Saul at Gibeah and said, "Is not David hiding among us in the strongholds at Horesh, on the hill of Hakilah, south of Jeshimon? Now, your majesty, come down whenever it pleases you to do so, and we will be responsible for giving him into your hands." Saul replied, "The Lord bless you for your concern for me. Go and get more information. Find out where David usually goes and who has seen him there. They tell me he is very crafty. Find out about all the hiding places he uses and come back to me with definite information. Then I will go with you. If he is in the area, I will track him down among all the clans of Judah." So they set out and went to Ziph ahead of Saul. Now David and his men were in the desert of Maon, in the Arabah south of Jeshimon. Saul and his men began the search, and when David was told about it, he went down to the rock and stayed in the desert of Maon. When Saul heard this, he went into the desert of Maon in pursuit of David. Saul was going along one side of the mountain, and David and his men were on the other side, hurrying to get away from Saul. As Saul and his forces were closing in on David and his men to capture them, a messenger came to Saul, saying, "Come quickly. The Philistines are raiding the land." Then Saul broke off his pursuit of David and went to meet the Philistines. That is why they call this place Selah Hamalekoth. And David went up from there and lived in the strongholds of En-Gedi. While David was in the desert of Ziph, Saul's son Jonathan, who regarded David as a dear friend, came to visit him in his hiding place. Jonathan helped him find his strength in God and reminded him that he had been chosen by God to be the king of God's people. From a human point of view, Jonathan was Saul's rightful heir. Yet, he understood the will of God. Jonathan recognized David and encouraged him. Through Jonathan's encouragement, David found a new strength in God. Later, the Ziphites went to Saul to report that David was hiding in their land. The raid began, and David fled to the desert of Maon. Saul chased David and caught up to him, with only a mountain between them. When David was almost captured, a messenger came to Saul to tell him about the Philistines' attack on the land, and Saul had to break off his pursuit of David. Jonathan had encouraged David, and as he found strength in God, God opened his mighty hands to protect him. Prayer. Father, thank you for your guidance and protection in my life. Thank you also for providing me with friends who encourage me to find strength in you. Help me to encourage one person today. One word. Be an encouraging friend.